Well. Welcome back to the Jesus MMA YouTube channel. Today I am going over UFC 319 fight predictions, who I think is gonna win. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to see more videos like this. And I'm pretty hyped for this card. I don't know if you guys are, but it's looking pretty decent, pretty good card. Definitely the main event is the highlight. It's what I'm mainly excited for, but there's some other good fights on here. We're gonna go over all of them either way. So without further ado, let's open up with the early prelim opener of Silva versus JJ Aldrich. If this thing's gonna open. Is it not gonna open? What the fuck, UFC? Okay, whatever. Well, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this anyways. Has JJ Aldrich done well as of late? Let's see, because I know she's not that good. Yeah. I'm just gonna go with Silva. I think she's coming off of a loss against Viviane Araujo. Yeah, she is. And she did not look good in that fight, but she looked decent enough. They've got like similar talented wins, whatever. I don't know who's really going to win this fight. It's kind of a coin flip, but I'm going to go with Silva. Next fight up on the card, I guess I should say how she wins. Probably 30-27. Dominant decision. Fuck it, we're going with that. Next fight up on the card, Brian Battle versus Nursultan Ruziboev. Now, this is a bit of a tricky one, because Brian Battle should win this fight, in my opinion. It is happening at middleweight, though. And I did see Brian Battle kind of struggle against Randy Brown. Arguably lost that fight. Ruziboev is going to have an insane height advantage, but no reach advantage. And also the way Ruziboev throws punches, he has like no combinations at most times. He doesn't really set up his shots that much. It's more so like he goes for the big shots. I think Nursultan has this thing where he's fought so many times, as you see, 36 wins, 9 losses, 2 draws or no contest. Where he's so accustomed to fighting the way he fights, I don't necessarily think he can change his old habits. And Brian Battle's a guy that likes to get up in your face and get real gritty and nitty-gritty up against the fence and unleash some volume striking, which I have not seen from Nursultan Ruziboev in any of his fights. The guy does not really have that much volume. And he took a while to get rid of Eric McConaughey. So I know Brian Battle's going up a weight class, and he arguably lost against Randy Brown last time out. I'm going to go with him winning this fight. Lighter man skill. I think his style is going to snuff the explosivity and finishing ability of Ruziboev. So I could honestly see a Brian Battle finish low-key. But I think Ruziboev is going to tough it out. So I'm going to go with the 30-27 Brian Battle. I don't see Nursultan winning the round. And then to close out the early prelims, we got Edson Barboza returning to the lightweight division against Klose. Man, this is going to be an interesting one, because Barboza has been at featherweight for a bit. Now he's building back up. I think he realizes he's a bit too old for his body to make it down to that weight class. So he's going to go up against like less skilled competition at lightweight. Still dangerous competition, however. Klose is really good. But I kind of feel like Barboza's been acclimated to the featherweight speed and the featherweight competition level, which is skill-wise higher than lightweight. Jakar Klose isn't necessarily one of the top 15 lightweights. He's a good fighter for sure, but he definitely has his flaws in his game. And honestly, man, I could see Edson Barboza pulling this one off, and I'm gonna go with him pulling this one off with a spinning heel kick to the body. I think we're gonna get some vintage Edson Barboza performance from this. Yeah, I have him winning by TKO at least in the second round. I just think he's got it, man. I hope I'm not wrong with this pick. I don't know if he's the favorite or if he's the underdog in this. I could probably check real quick. But point being, I think the competition level that he's been acclimated to as of late is much higher than Jakar Klose's competition level. Jakar did lose by TKO to Joel Alvarez, so he has fought some good competition, but he's just not won against it, is the point. And I think it's really going to be like, does Edson Barboza still have it? Because if he doesn't, then he's probably losing this fight. And I would not pick him. But I think he still has... I think he can still have it at lightweight. And I'm honestly going to go for that. For that outcome. TKO, second round. Edson Barboza showing a classic Unk performance. He's still got it. Don't doubt him, SG. Real shit. He's actually the favorite, yeah. So quite a few people are going with him. He's not a big favorite, but yeah. I think I'm making the right pick by doing that. Going on to the prelims now. We've got Chase Hooper versus Alexander Hernandez. It's a bit of an odd matchmaking choice. I feel like these two were not on a collision course in terms of their careers. Alexander Hernandez has been trading wins and losses for a while now. Yeah, Chase Hooper is kind of building up to a potential prospect. Well, he's currently a prospect at lightweight. He's building up to a potential ranking at some point. He beat Jim Miller last time out. Wasn't the most entertaining performance, but hey, man, sometimes you need those things. He did say he spent too much time in camp gooning, so hopefully this time he's fully locked in. Hernandez, I just can't pick him. He's so inconsistent, and I don't think he'll be able to deal with Chase Hooper. Chase Hooper's wrestling and his grappling has looked phenomenal. Even though Jim Miller was able to kind of stifle the submissions on the ground, he still really had no chance on the ground. He was being controlled in all these awkward positions and whatnot. Hernandez last time out, I think, arguably lost to Damon Jackson. If I'm not mistaken, let me go check. Oh, he beat Kurt Holloway, beat Austin Hubbard. Oh, and then he lost to Damon Jackson. Huh. He beat Kurt Holloway. Well, that's a pretty decent win. I don't remember if that fight was a good decision or not, but I'll trust that it was. Yeah, man, I just see Chase Hooper winning this fight. He's on the up and up. Hernandez has been stagnating for a while in his career, and I don't see him winning this. Chase Hooper, 30-27. I don't see him getting the submission, to be honest. No, honestly, you know what? Chase Hooper, third round ground and pound TKO. I don't see him getting a submission, but I can see him just weathering on Hernandez and eventually slowly finishing him. I see that happening, to be honest, and that's what I'm going to go with. Next fight up on the card, Jessica Andrade versus Lupi Godinez. See, here's the thing, is that Andrade's career, if you look at it, she does better at strawweight than she does at flyweight. You see her fight against Silva, she lost. That was at flyweight. Against Jasmine Jasudavicius, that was also a flyweight, and she immediately lost. The fight against Rodriguez, I forget what weight class it was at, but point being, she has a higher win rate at strawweight just because of her height is way more appropriate for this weight class. Lupi Godinez is on a bit of a good, good winning streak, I think. I don't even remember, to be honest. But bro, every time I pick Jessica Andrade, she loses, man. That's the problem. So I don't really know if I want to pick her again. She's got longer reach, too. Lupi Godinez got some good fundament. A broken clock is right twice a day. I'm gonna go with Jessica Andrade. Fuck it, man. We're doing this. If she loses, though, I'm never picking her ever again. Lupi Godinez is good, but I don't know, man. Like, she's lost a few, she's picked up some, but they've been like... they haven't been too impressive, is what I'll say. But she is a good fighter, and I think I especially was thinking higher of her skill set earlier on in her career. But as of late, she hasn't been that successful. I think Andrade definitely needs this win, so she's going to go for it. Lupi Godinez isn't really that, like, counter-striker type of fighter. Or maybe she is. I don't fucking remember. I'm not going to spend longer on this fight. Just got Andrade by 30-27 decision. Probably gets a knockdown in there too. Next fight up on the card. Middleweight bout. GM3. Yeah, stay. Gerald Meerschaert versus Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. I gotta go with GM3, the man, the myth, the legend. GM3 himself is back. And I know that he is probably not the favorite in this matchup. Mikhail Oleksiejczuk is very dangerous on the feet. He's got nasty power. But here's something that you lot will maybe have forgotten of. His ground game and submission defense is horrendous. And guess who's good at that? Good old GM3 SG. Now, I am worried on the feet because Gerald Meerschaert can be pretty tentative on the feet, but he's got the reach advantage. So if he's able to at least implement his jab and get some takedown feints going, I think he's probably secured a submission finish in the third round where he reverses it, maybe loses the first round. I just have a sneaky suspicion Gerald Meerschaert's going to get it done, and people are underrating his finishing potential on the ground, especially looking at his opponent, Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. We're going to look at his last few losses. I know he beat Cedric Dumas, but that is essentially a nothing win. Lost by decision to Shara Magomedov, who has horrible grappling himself. Submission to Kelvin Holland, loss. Submission to Michelle Pereira, loss. Submission loss to Cal Bohayo. Now, I know that these are good fighters, but you kind of see a consistency in his losses, and I'm not going to go too much further because now these are just light heavyweight bouts. And in my opinion, he was very undersized at light heavyweight. Still kind of looks undersized at middleweight. You would not think that these guys... I mean, this guy's shorter than Gerald Meerschaert, and Meerschaert's more built than him, so he must just have very dense bones, something like that. But I'm going to go with round 3 submission by Gerald Meerschaert, getting it done. Listen, Oleksiejczuk is just too open on the ground. But we'll see. Maybe his fighting nerd's plot armor is going to kick in. Next fight up on the card, Bobby Green versus Carlos Diego Ferreira. This is a interesting one. Because Diego Ferreira does well when he's advancing. Bobby Green does well when someone's advancing on him. So, it's like, I would pick Carlos Diego Ferreira just because I think he still has it. He's coming off a loss to Grant Dawson, which isn't even that bad. But like, he beat Mateusz Rebecki, KO'd Michael Johnson, lost to Gamrot. Like, these aren't even the worst losses. Okay, this loss to Gregory Gillespie isn't looking too good now. Do I go with Bobby Green? He's coming off of a horrible KO loss as well. So he might be more tentative on the back foot, as we saw in that Mauricio Huffy fight. But I think he knows the level of opponent he's facing right now. Oh man, bro, it's so hard to decide. Because I don't think Bobby Green is going to finish Diego. That's the thing. And I feel he needs to be perfect for 15 minutes during this fight. Diego Ferreira just needs to have like a good sequence of 2 minutes, start to build up the pressure, and then he works his way towards a finish. Oh man, this is a real coin flip for me, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm looking into this too deep, but I can see this being like either or outcome. I don't see it necessarily being close unless they're both tentative on the feet. You know, fuck it. We're going Bobby Green all the way, man. Shout out Bobby Green. I think he gets this done. 30-27, schooling on the feet, on the back foot, boxing Diego's head off. He'll have the speed advantage. He'll be slick in the pocket. But please, don't get hit, or else he is most likely losing. That wraps up the prelims. Moving on to the main card. What everybody's here for. Pretty stacked main card. Opening it up, Tim Elliott versus Kai Asakura. I want to pick Kai Asakura because I want him to win. I'm going to be honest. He's explosive. He's very good. Tim Elliott, I forget when his last fight was, against Sumudarji in 2023? What? Oh my god. And he was doing well against Chimaev. This is what people don't remember. Tim Elliott was doing very well against Chimaev before he got submitted, obviously. His win against Ulambekov is marred with controversy, we will say, because he was cheating during that fight. Easily submitted Sumudarji, and then he hasn't been in the cage since then. I don't know what's kept him out. Maybe some injuries or something like that. Oh, man, I don't know. Because Kai Asakura lost to Pantoja, who is the champion. So that's not necessarily really a bad loss to have. He's long and lanky, explosive on the feet. Has some power that Tim Elliott needs to be wary of. Oh. But on the ground, Tim Elliott can probably school him. He really did hold his own in the grappling with Chimaev for the majority of that fight. And he was winning that fight. I believe he at least took one round off of Chimaev. Maybe not two, because it was in Abu Dhabi, so you know, favorable judging for the Chimaev. Fuck, man, I don't know who to go for this one. I'm gonna have to go Kai Asakura. I think his finishing ability is just much higher than Tim Elliott's. Tim Elliott's been out for too long, man. And he's getting up there in age. Kai Asakura's loss is to the champion. Tim Elliott's lost a bunch of times. And I can't really rely too much on his success against Chimaev when that fight was over 2 years ago. And his last one is in 2023 against a Sumudarji who's been submitted by Matt Schnell, of all people. So, Kai Asakura, I think he gets a stunning I think he might show out for this. He might show out, or maybe I see a lackluster first round between the two, and then a stunning second round KO for Kai Asakura. Getting it done. Imagine Tim Elliott gets a KO in the second round, like crazy style. And I'll eat my own words, man, but I think Kai Asakura gets it done. Flying knee KO, second round. Get her done. Next fight up on the card, Jared Cannonier versus MVP, Michael Venom Page. This is an interesting one, because MVP is so clearly better on the feet that Jared Cannonier has no choice but to take him down. And surely he's going to take him down, right? He has to. But MVP's used to fighting welterweights, higher skill level, better wrestling technique. Jared Cannonier isn't necessarily that big of a wrestler. I honestly don't remember the last time he used his grappling to help him win a fight. I know he TKO'd Derek Brunson on the ground, but that was more so of like a Derek Brunson is out on his feet, slammed him to the ground, and then TKO him type of a finish. So I'm not too sure. Let me take a look. Let me kind of jog my memory. Oh, that Rodriguez fight was a banger. I remember that. But no grappling was really used in that. He was doing well against Imavov as well. Oh, man. This is going to be tough. I'm going to have to go with MVP, though. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Cannonier, but I got to go with Page. Just because he's so good on the feet. But his wrestling defense, his grappling defense isn't that good. And he might be outsized here, and Nurmagomedov isn't a wrestler, so there's no chance of him taking MVP down. Or not Nurmagomedov, Magomedov, Sharabulit. Yeah, man. He's going to be taller as well, lankier. Maybe he's more filled out in this division too. I think he's starting to commit to middleweight as well, because he did say in an interview that there's too many like people waiting in line for the title at welterweight. There's too many people who are just in title talks, like Sean Brady, and then there's some other fighters that need like 1 or 2 more wins, like Michael Morales. Yeah, so he's dedicated himself to middleweight now, it seems. So he's probably going to be more filled out. He's got the longer reach, longer leg reach. He's going to be way faster, actually. Now that I just thought about that, he's going to be way faster than Jared Cannonier. Oh, he's going to school him. Okay, yeah. I see this 30-27 MVP easily beats Jared Cannonier. Maybe has a moment where he gets taken down but works his way back to his feet. We'll see. Because that's the only way I can see Jared Cannonier winning this fight. Yeah, man. MVP's just too clean on the feet. He's going to keep blitzing in too fast for Cannonier, who is a weight class above and actually used to fight at heavyweight. He's not necessarily too slow. I've never seen this guy be like sluggish and slow, but he is getting up there in age. But he is tough, man. But toughness doesn't really win you fights if your opponent is too fast for you and avoiding all of your counters and hitting you when you blink. So Michael Venom Page, I got him winning 30-27. Next fight up on the card, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a banger. Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates has been rebooked. And seeing Prates' performance against Ian Gary compared to Jeff Neal's, oh, this is going to be an interesting one, to say the least. I don't know. Like, a part of me thinks that Jeff Neal can win this fight, but he could also just be tentative on the feet, just go for the clinch, and Prates can just rip some nasty knees in that clinch, because he's got the frame for it, the build for it. Longer reach as well. I know he looked bad in the Ian Gary fight until the 5th round, the last minute. I gotta go with Carlos Prates. He's shown that he carries finishing ability throughout 5 rounds. So I see him being too dangerous for Jeff Neal throughout this fight. I think he finishes him probably in the 2nd round, late 2nd round, KO with a nasty like punch combination. Maybe just a 1-2 sits Jeff Neal down. Jeff Neal's had like up and down career moments. His last one is against RDA, who blew out his knee. Lost to Ian Gary, lost to Rakhmonov. These are not bad losses, but I just see him being too tentative on the feet as of late, unless he's against a withered and aged RDA. So unless he shows a new level here like he did in the Rakhmonov fight, where he's on point. And the thing is, he did miss weight in that fight, so he looked a lot better than he should have. Man, yeah, no, I see Carlos Prates getting it done. He's tough. He's been finished before, but he is hard to finish. Jeff Neal can be brutal in that pocket, now that I think about it. That uppercut combination finish on Vicente Luque was nasty. But Luque doesn't move his head an inch. I don't necessarily remember if Prates does, but Prates does have better defense than Luque. So yeah, we're going to have to go with Carlos Prates getting it done. Second round finish, combo finish, puts him down, then puts him out. Next fight up on the card, the co-main event. Lerone Murphy stepping up on short notice to face against Aaron Pico. Oh, they don't got any of his stats here. Why? Just why, man? Not that any of it matters, because I'm picking Lerone Murphy regardless. Listen, it is 2025. We are not picking Bellator fighters to win in the UFC anymore. I know Pitbull's coming off of a win against Dan Ige, but Lerone Murphy is a different level of fighter. He's much better than Dan Ige, although he nearly lost that fight against Dan Ige. He almost got finished in the first round. But my point being, Lerone Murphy, he's had some performances which I would consider stinkers, like his fight against Josh Emmett, but he easily won that fight. Easily won the fight against Barboza. He beat Dan Ige in the 3-rounder that they had, and he faced adversity in that fight. Still held on and still won. So, and listen, he's undefeated. He's pretty slick on the feet. He has good work, good striking. Aaron Pico's a fucking Bellator fighter. His KO wins are against Cans. Lerone Murphy's also an underdog in this fight, if I'm right. Last time I checked, he was an underdog. The line is getting closer though, so let me just check again, because he might be the favorite now. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was, because people are starting to notice. Let's see. No, he's still the underdog. So listen, guys, I don't recommend betting, but if you're already going to bet, this might be a good one to look at, because Aaron Pico really doesn't have that good of a resume. Lerone Murphy has shown that he's faced adversity, been able to overcome it. He's outstruck a lot of the solid fighters, like mainstay fighters in the UFC featherweight division. I'm talking about Dan Ige, forever gatekeeper Dan Ige. Edson Barboza, who's now going to lightweight, but he was ranked when Lerone Murphy beat him, and he was coming off of a win against Sadiq Yusuf, and also win against Josh Emmett, who's stuck around in the rankings for a while. Was coming off of a scary KO win against Bryce Mitchell. So Lerone Murphy's not even going to be worried about Aaron Pico's power. He'll be mindful of it, but he won't be worried. I honestly, when's the last time Lerone Murphy's had a finish? I think he body kick TKO win or something. I know he got a knee against Amir Marquani, but that was pretty much it. Let's see. Yeah, Amir Khani is the only finish win he's got. Okay, he's also finished Ramos, but Ramos is very finishable. Yeah, so he's not necessarily the most dynamic and explosive. He doesn't really have the finishing power that Aaron Pico does. But this fight's only 3 rounds. I know Pico wanted 5, but bro, Lerone Murphy's stepping in on short notice. Make it 3. I think he wins this fight, bro. I just genuinely think he wins this fight. We're seeing that the Bellator level is nowhere near the UFC level, except maybe the gatekeeper level. And Lerone Murphy's shown that he's above that. Mario Batista showed that he's above that when he beat and schooled Patchy Mix, who was a champion, regarded as, oh, this guy's gonna be the next big thing, Even I thought so. I'm fairly certain I thought he was gonna win. So, yeah, man. Lerone Murphy to easily win this fight, 30-27. Schools Aaron Pico, shows him he doesn't belong in the UFC. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but this is what I believe, and I fully believe it. And now, the moment everybody's been waiting for, the main event, probably the biggest fight of this year. Yeah, I would have to say so. I don't know why they're not showing United Arab Emirates for his country. I know he's not from there, but It's the flag he's fighting under, yeah. Whatever. Whatever, man. I'm going to go with Khamzat Chimaev to win this fight. I want to pick Duplessis because I want to believe in the plot armor theme, but I have seen him make so many mistakes on the ground where lesser grapplers have not taken advantage of it, like Derek Brunson, and what's another grappler he's faced? Not too many, to be honest. He's not faced that many grapplers. Yeah, I guess not. He was taken down by Robert Whittaker. Either way, Khamzat Chimaev, I believe, is going to go in the first round, and he's going to go at 100 miles per hour towards Dricus du Plessis. He's going to secure the takedown. And listen, I see du Plessis like trying to make his way back to his feet, but I think I see him making too many mistakes. And Chimaev will work his way towards those openings. Listen, man, it's just I can't pick du Plessis for this fight based on that alone, because Chimaev is so good at what he does that if you're making mistakes like that in there, I don't know, you better hope that your the arteries in your neck are shielded by something, because you're getting strangled to oblivion by Chimaev in that first round. Now, if it gets out of the first round and du Plessis survives the first round, Chimaev's fucked. I know that his team has been saying that they're working on his cardio, and his issue is that he would overtrain, so he'd have no gas tank for his fights. Listen, man, I don't think that's really how it's gonna play out. I think maybe he'll have a longer gas tank, so he might start well in the second round. This is a 5-rounder, though. He will fall off a cliff midway or earlier on in the second round, and du Plessis will fuck him up if that happens. But I don't see it going past the first round. I've got Chimaev winning by, honestly, probably a Darce choke. I'd go with Khamzat Chimaev getting a Darce choke on Dricus du Plessis while he's trying to like shrimp his way back up, and Chimaev snatches a Darce choke. His squeeze is crazy. I don't know if many people remember this. He got that Darce choke on Kevin Holland, and there's a picture that was circulating online after the fight of Kevin Holland's eyes, and they were bloodshot red because he was squeezing the life out of his neck so hard that Holland's eyes were bloodshot red after it. So yeah, it just feels like this is the fight where it's an unstoppable unstoppable force meets an immovable object. I think that force might move the object and might break it. But if du Plessis wins this fight, by the way, he's never losing to anyone in the middleweight division. I don't see it any other way. This is the new age of middleweight. Du Plessis, Chimaev, Bohayo, Imavov, Reinier de Ridder. Those are the top 5 guys right now in the division that are making it happen. And then Anthony Hernandez is like the dark horse that's like further off in the back. He's not there yet because he doesn't have the credentialed wins, but he is pretty close, man. You know, I just realized something. I said I never pick a Bellator fighter to win, and I picked MVP to beat Jared Cannonier. MVP is proven, so it's a bit different. Aaron Pico is not proven. Anyways, getting back to the point, yeah, that's kind of just my breakdown for this fight. I kind of just see it as a simple, if Chimaev doesn't finish him in the first round, he's fucked. But he's more likely to finish him in the first round, therefore I'm picking him to win in the first round. Darce choke submission. And if it plays out that way, good luck to everybody except maybe Hernandez, who I could see maybe, just maybe, beating Chimaev, because he's the Merab. Chimaev's gas tank will not help him in that Hernandez fight. But that fight's not happening right now, and it might not happen for a bit. Who knows? We need to see the outcome of this fight first. I think Chimaev wins first round Darce submission. But, you know, I would not be upset if I got another main event pick wrong. You know, what's one more to add to the tally of fucking so many incorrect main event picks? I think I might have only gotten one main event right so far. And I'm fairly certain it's just because I picked the favorites to win anyways. Yeah, man. But yeah, that's the YouTube video for today. Let me know who you guys think is going to win these fights. Let me know in the comments. If you're looking forward to this event, I know I sure as hell am. This is probably one of the biggest, most hyped up fights of this year, if not the most hyped up fight this year. And I just can't wait to see it, man. I'm super excited. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think of the video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Ciao, ciao.